It's a DonO brew day.
What's up, party people? It's a Dawson brew day, if I recall. If you go back in the archives.
Well, I would like to do a brew day with you guys.
Oh,
The
man.
two of you.
I think the people would like that. It's been a long.
That would be fun.
It's been a minute.
Okay.
Yeah. You're brewing?
Sure.
Let's do it.
Okay. Somebody gave me a 9% sour. I can't really
Somebody
be
gave me
responsible for what I just promised.
2 9% sours. It's on tape. Brew day.
Damn it. Evidence.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Chop and Brew. What you are looking at is a post-boil wort sample of a golden barley wine brewed by these two guys and
Mostly
me.
this guy.
Not so much him.
Not me.
This episode of Chop and Brew, we are brewing the Storm in a Teacup golden barley wine from a book by a very handsome author named Michael Dawson.
Jake Keeler? No. Oh.
From this book,
Oh yeah,
Charlie
that one.
Papazi.
That's yeah.
we're going to talk about a not stressful at all brew day
I thought it was quite relaxing.
in DonO's basement. This episode of Chop and Brew is brought to you with support from Imperial Yeast. Imperial's very popular and formerly limited edition Kveik 3 Kveik blend has gone year-round. Get the vital stats at imperialyeast.com. And with the amazing love of our Patreon posse. Join them at patreon.com/chopandbrew. So on paper, what is the idea with this recipe? It's
just
big. It's bigger than we got, which we're fine with. But on paper, it's big.
It's really big. It's like an 1140 obscene single malt, single hop beer, using a heritage barley variety.
Chevalier.
Past the Chevalier, as somebody said today.
And what's up with that malt? This is way darker than we kind of all would have thought. Well, not you. You know this malt, and you've brewed with it. So just me. But then I would have thought of for a single.
Yeah, it's a 19th century barley variety that has been resurrected. It's an ancestor to Maris Otter, and it's kind of a different beast than a lot of modern varieties.
It used to be the most popular variety.
That's true. Yeah, before
Once
it was
upon a time.
supplanted by varieties like Plumage Archer later on for higher yields. It was the most widely used malt in England in the 19th century.
It trends a little sweeter, right? I mean, a little.
It's
sweeter,
definitely
I
like
think.
a little sweeter, richer, biscuitier.
Richer is a good
Yeah.
word too. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is just going to be like a super duper malt bomb with
Some
fairly
hops,
high dose of bittering hops. Yeah. Well, I only put half the grain in there, so right now this would be way too hot of a mash for how much I have in there, but because I have so much grain, I wanted to get it all stirred up first. The first 10 pounds, and then we'll get the second 10 pounds in one sec. And then we will start worrying about the temperature. We're hopefully coming in, actually the goal was to come in sort of low, because it's going to be such a big beer that the idea is the more attenuative the wort is, that's the right word, the more fermentable the wort is, all the better for this high gravity beer. We're also theoretically almost maxing out my mash tun today, which is something I don't think I've ever had this much grain in this mash tun, so this would be a good test to see if it's maxed out or if I can yet put even more. Or more water, because I kind of did a thicker mash. I have 20 pounds of grain with 1.1 quarts of water per pound. Usually I do 1.25. I mean, I could easily have several more pounds of grain in here and have a thick mash. Or just more water. We can always add more water too, but we're trying to get a high gravity, so we're playing that a little, keeping the cards a little close to the vest on that to see what even these first runnings will be. 152 is what we're, 151, 152, that's pretty good. About ready to call this good.
You were a little concerned about the malt bill. So on paper on the book, a 5-gallon batch calls for 25 pounds.
That's a big mash tun.
Don was a little worried about it, so we were just like, let's do what we can.
I was worried from the perspective of the capability of my mash tun. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not worried about, oh my god, 25 pounds. I just didn't think I wasn't going to put 25 pounds in.
No, I knew you could lift it.
Yeah.
That's not what
Super
I'm saying.
strong.
You know what? Guns out, guns out.
But we put 20 pounds in your mash tun, which is more than you've done
That
before?
yes, that is the most.
And it handled it.
Yeah, it did.
Very well.
Yeah.
Too well, to the point
I know.
where after running it off 3
comical.
times, you were like, win.
When is it going to stop being 1080 wort running out of this thing? Yeah, that was insightful and illustrative, and I will take that knowledge to the bank. I don't know if any other base malt would do the same kind of yield, but it was high gravity work coming out of that son of a gun.
We were wondering that. Is the extract higher? Like the first time you brew with MCA stout malt,
I don't
you're
think.
like, whoa.
Not to my recollection, the Chevalier is higher than.
If anything, it's just like a titch lower than.
So is it the thick
malts.
mash that did it? The thick ratio?
I think it was just
grain.
like a DonO magic.
So much
I think it was
grain.
DonO muscles.
It's been 1 hour. I sometimes like to take the temperature just to see if it changed much. 146. I was seeing 145. There's 148, and there's 149. This will be fun to see what this comes in at gravity wise. I'm confused by what I'm seeing. It looks like it's 20. I thought it was blue on the bottom usually.
What?
I don't know. It looks upside down, but it looks like it's coming at the line, regardless or irregardless, is around 24, which is a little bit higher than we want. That's almost 1100. That's like 1096. Yeah, that's too high. So we're gonna run at least 1 gallon through. Additionally, like a sparge kind of scenario. Because, yeah, that's too high. We don't want that high, because that'd be like over 1100 when we were done, and that's going to be too high for, for God's sake. So, yeah, we're going to have to run some more water through. At least a gallon, actually.
I'm no scientist here. Tell us what's what.
Well, the first reading of the first runnings was 24. Then I just took one off of the tube, and it was 22, which I didn't think it would be different. So there's some science at work I'm not that familiar with. And this is out of the kettle, and it's also 22. So that is definitely lower than 24. That would be about a 1088 beer, which still after boil will be quite a little bit over 1090.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go get a gallon
Just to have
of hot water. It'll just cut it all down a little bit. And I guess we could wait. We could wait and see what we collect. We could do that.
See if it gets any more diluted.
Yeah, water. Yeah, that's a good point. We could just wait.
Bye, Don. Oh, you're coming back.
Get him a stick.
Oh, that leaning stick.
Lean. We got the lean. You got time to lean?
Look at that high-tech.
Oh, I think it's already slowing down.
No-fi, low-buy. Lo-fi, no-buy. From eyeballing it, how much volume is that?
Oh, we ain't eyeballing it.
Oh, by stickballing it.
We're sticking it. If I do it the right way. I don't know. Eyeballing, I'd say 2 to 3, but 2.8 or so. 2.75. So we want more volume also. We want a little bit more volume at a little bit lower gravity. Actually, I might have to think about this off camera for a minute, because if I had a gallon to 2.75 gallons, that's a significant portion of what's already there, so that is going to affect everything. But the wort running out of here in the second runnings is probably would be, I don't know, still 1030 or more. So we'll see. We got the whole crew. Now it's closer to 3 gallons. It's pretty much just almost up to 3 gallons of about like 1088, almost 1090. So we're definitely gonna dilute it. The question is, how much? That's what we got to figure out.
Boom, boom, boom.
I mean, here's the thing. We could just say, screw it. We're doing a gallon, running it in there. We get what we get.
And we don't throw a fit.
It'll be in the 1080s. I was saying to him, we don't want a beer to go from 11:15 to 10:45. Like, we don't want that. We'd rather have it go 1080 to 10:15 or 1090 to 1020 or, you know, something like that.
You were looking for a lower final gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
Sure.
Well, the problem is the yeast. We don't have the yeast for a 13% alcohol beer.
We think.
We do think.
I have faith in the yeast.
You do?
Yeah. I think it's going to be an apocalyptic scenario for them. I don't think there will be any survivors. It's going to be just like
kind of like a free-for-all for like a few days of just...
It's going to be Thunderdome with a bunch of second-generation cells.
Reproducing.
Yeah.
No,
they're going to think it's great for a while. And then they're going to be like, oh man, it's getting pretty hot in here, guys. Yeah. What do you think?
It's going to be pretty hot.
Yeah.
Well, then we just have to decide as a group what do we want to do.
Yeah.
We could boil this down to like just over 2 gallons and have like a ridiculous thing, or it might be nicer to have more. I don't know, but that's what we got to decide.
Huh. Should we keep deliberating on camera?
Well, no. No. So we decided we are going to add 1 gallon. It would be a awfully big beer right now, and we decided we would just go ahead and add 1 gallon of boiling water. This isn't going to really do much to the temperature, but we'll do a little stir. There's not a lot of stirring going on right here. I mean, it's really pretty much...
I could smell this from outside when I was walking in.
Seriously?
It's a really aromatic mash, yeah.
Well, it's straight up, this is going to be a smash beer, huh?
Truth.
Dang.
Yeah.
Son.
Yeah, I brought over some Target.
Okay.
You're doing a great job, Don.
Trying.
There's 6 hands here, I guess. We could probably be helping.
As 12 clap. I prefer slower clap. More of like ironic and disparaging. Yeah, that's closer. Keep working. That's good. I'm curious what this will be fun to see what this is. 15? What?
Let me...
Shut the front door.
No, the front door is going to remain open, Don. Yeah, that's 20.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so the second runnings are still 1080.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
So we might have to do more.
This is going to be a big bitter chip.
So we'll take the gravity of what's in the kettle after we do this, and gravity and volume check.
Yeah.
And see where we're at. Because we could throw some more water in if we want.
I don't know, man.
Or we could call it good at that point.
You're the 2 hands that are making it happen.
That did not affect it
So
negatively at all.
We're not diluting the wort.
We didn't dilute the wort yet.
Huh.
So
Do you have any more water?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
I have more water.
You think we should...
I have American St. Paul water. We could do another gallon.
You reckon? Because as long as we're not diluting it...
We want to dilute it. And there's still going to be...
Don keeps talking about trying to dilute it.
A lot of sugar.
I'm just trying to get more of that Chevalier. Pass the Chevalier. It's a New Year's miracle, the mash tun that keeps giving.
I don't know. I mean...
Take a reading now. I don't know.
I just did. It was 22.5.
22.5? What?
4 gallons. And he said it was about 23.5 after it cooled down. So we're still... We basically just collected another gallon of what was kind of already in there.
Mm-hmm. We're not actually sparging.
We didn't actually dilute. At this point, we have 4 gallons. We would probably end with 3, I would guess, off the top of my head. So yeah, if we wanted to end with more, we could add a little bit more. I'd still like to see those runnings drop below 22.5.
Let's get it some
All
more of
right,
that
I'll go get
American
some more
water
water
that you've
and
been
we'll
talking about.
figure
Light
it out.
American water.
Light American water. I'm super busy. I'm stressed out. This is a high pressure brew day.
It's nice of you to show up.
I do what I can. You're gonna get this chip. I'm gonna do something.
Do you want to do two
Yeah,
more?
let's do 2 quarts and see what happens.
That's true, because we could always do more.
We could always do 2 more because you have more of that American water there.
Good old American water. Government is not shut down here, son. Open for business. I don't even think I'm gonna stir it because I don't think there's
Why bother?
not a lot to stir. That's funny. Where's the water? Where's
It's
the wort?
slightly less orange.
They're like, I'm tired of this messing around with me like this. I'm just gonna stay in there. It's warm and sweet and cozy.
Got palm trees on it.
Well, congratulations. It's only a little over 17.
Whoa.
Which is still a pretty respectable beer.
Session barley wine.
Right.
Session barley
So actually this isn't really diluting it all that much either, but... So, we have added another roughly half gallon.
Survey says.
Mixed it all up. Well, we've really done a fine job of diluting it down to like 21.1.
I like it. It's good. I think
How?
1090 is what we want, if not a titch higher. That's my opinion.
It will probably be, yeah, I
From
mean,
behind
at this
the
point
camera.
it would probably be, off the top of my head, I don't know, 1095, something like that. Something like that.
Chip Barley Wine Walton seems to be in favor of this, so.
But we kept trying to get it below 22, and we only got it down to 21.1.
Well, you know what, like, some further runnings would be good for, though?
What?
Some, like, hot scotchies.
Please. After you.
Thank you, sir.
You're
Lightest
so cute. You're helping out.
day ever. Well,
You're
you know,
helping out.
showed up late.
Alright, so let's grab that pan. Pot. Pot's good for you. And,
Oh, there's still stuff in it.
oh. That's cute.
By stuff, I mean American water.
How's that stir friction going, Don?
She, better than when I added the 1 gallon. She looked like a pretty respectable beer still, if you ask me. I mean, this is probably like gonna be the gravity of a bitter or something at least.
Doing crazy stuff. Looking through the periscope. Are the Russians out there?
Boop. 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 If we believe this, it's at 8.75.
That's still like, if you
it's gonna make 9.
boil
by the
that
time it
down,
cools
it's
off.
still gonna be 1045 beer.
Yeah.
Damn, Daniel.
Damn, Daniel.
Party gal. Paul Fowler wanted us to do party gal. Hot scotchy
I
time?
feel like this
I
is...
reckon. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, give me a tasting note on that hot
That
scotch.
is, man, that is a really nice whiskey for a hot scotchy. It's a single malt Highland Scotch finished in American
so-
bourbon barrels. So it's got that really nice kind of like mapley brown sugar, charred American oak character with just a bit of peat, honey, sweetness. I like it.
There is a lot of maple syrup kind of going
Yeah,
on.
yeah.
Okay, Don, God, what's up? What's the number
4.5 gallons
out there?
of like 21 point, just over 21. And
Lot of
also
grain.
thick mash. So not a lot of water in there to begin with. So then you add more water, and the grain's like, "Thank you, I've been waiting
Yeah.
for the water, and here's your sugar." And you know, there we go.
So the gravity before boiling, 21 point
It's like
something.
1084 ish.
Yeah. And then we boiled and we got all said and done. We ended up, we think with
1103.
1106. 1103. And we're pitching
Take
it
that.
on top of the dregs of my last brew from about 10 days ago, which is a wild rice mild. It's Imperial Yeast pub strain. I racked it into a keg today, brought it over here. So 3 hours later, it's getting dumped with 4 gallons
of work.
of
A lot of high
1102.
gravity work.
And we have faith. The alcohol tolerance of that strain may or may not be lower than that, but we have faith.
I believe in the yeast.
Said
I
to
believe
be-
the yeast is our future.
Yeah.
Teach them well and let them lead the way.
Okay, Whitney.
Show them all the beauty they possess inside.
Here would be the 12 quart, because I have another one that's the same size that's marked, and the 12 would be like yay. So she like
That's pretty
2.5
close to
plus.
pretty close to 3 gallons of hot scotch.
So if you add that to the 4 point whatevers, that would have been a full volume boil scenario.
Yes.
And what would that gravity be?
We could actually
21.
figure it out if you wanted to. If you took this reading and the volume and the other reading and the volume, you could do an average. I'm not going to do it on the top of my head. 'Cause
Sounds
I don't
like
want
a
to
lot
embarrass
of math.
everybody. I don't want to embarrass everybody with my Dustin Hoffman like Rain Man abilities.
Oh, definitely.
But,
you definitely don't want to do that.
no, I don't want to.
I think it's Grain Man.
definitely
bro.
don't. You know, I get to brew in the driveway.
The Mashmaker recipe is for Bodicea hops, which are a nice UK variety. We weren't able to get them on the shamefully long notice that we had for this brew day that I was still late for. But you know what, citizens? You know what I did have that is now in Don's freezer? I have some nice UK Target. I have enough for you lift with your back, Don.
Heavy.
Should we be helping?
I am. He said I need to do the hops.
Okay.
Look at this. I'm lifting 5 ounces.
Okay.
I'm stressed out, man. Come on. We're going to use Target instead of Bodicea. Pretty similar alpha. Different flavor, but in a beer this big for the bittering edition, we're not going to worry about that. If we want a dry hop, then I like Target. You like Target. Target's going to be fine. Other good varieties would be Challenger, which I thought I had but did not. Even like Whitbread Goldings or something like that. Anything that's kind of more on like the herbal, more flowery side, I think would be nice with Chevalier. So with the understanding that there's a ton of malt in this volume of liquid, like there's still a really rich color and a ton of aroma out of this. Like that's a pretty dark wort for a smash beer, and the aroma is really, really like heavy duty, malty, bready, biscuity, and rich. Yeah, I don't know. I like this malt for that reason. Like you get a lot of mileage out of it. What you doing, Chip?
This is the remnants of the wild rice mild. Wild rice mild. I can't say that.
Come on, dude.
So Dawson, what?
Get out the way, yo.
Goodness gracious, he had me doing
Get out the
talking
way,
points.
get out the way, get out the way, yo. I thought you were gonna knock that out of the park.
Dawson wanted me to talk about it.
Don't talk about
So I'm
nothing.
decanting basically the last half gallon of beer.
You better hurry up. Don's gonna yell at you. Oh god, you're losing yeast, homie.
How's this yeast look, homie?
Looks greasy.
There's definitely some hop trube in there, but it wasn't the most hoppy of beers. So
It's alright.
yeah, it was only half ounce of hops anyway
Yeah.
in the wild rice mild. Got some
Alright.
chunky yeast that are hungry. Did you learn anything about that malt today, just through the bit that you saw after you showed up?
I was reminded anew of like how much color you can get out of that malt with just like it's a single malt beer, but it's orange.
So this recipe, you've never done it on a 5-gallon scale, but you've done it on a smaller scale.
This is the biggest version we've ever done.
Tell me,
But it wasn't.
what can we expect from here forward in the process? Fermentation, kegging, or enjoying. When are we going to enjoy this?
You know,
Sorry for
if
yawning.
we want to dry hop it and maybe have
Per the
some
instructions.
in 3-4
3
months.
3-4 months, okay.
Yeah, I think it might be worth checking in on it then. But then, yeah, this is the type of beer that will cellar very well, given its
If we want to bottle it,
high gravity.
I
if you want
haven't thought
help,
about what to do with
if
it.
you want to help, we could bottle it. We could bottle it. I could bring it over here. We could put it in the
Yeah.
full corker and.
I'd be happy to show up late and
champagne.
on the camera on
Drink
that
some
day
beer.
I don't know.
Okay,
You were
pretty
bumping a
good.
lot. You were like full like
There was one bump.
body check.
There
no,
was
there was a couple. I was like,
one-
oh god. I guess I gotta get out of the way.
There was one bump. I think I was carrying the hot wort, and you were standing there.
too. We're kind of gold
Doing
drinking
something.
shit, to be fair.
And it was like one time, like, I gotta put this in the ice thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
I got checked. It was okay.
I think it did pretty good. You know what? If you don't want any of the beer, just bring it over and I'll package it and I'll just like, you know, deal with it. Yeah.
No. You notice I use
fair.
my wild rice bag now as a bookmark.
Oh.
Because of the wild rice mild.
So there you go.
We'll be back. So here we are.
What up, everybody? It's Chop and Brew.
Yeah.
It's 1 year later.
More than.
These guys haven't noticed, but I'm wearing the same shirt and hat.
I noticed
Brew that you
when,
did. You
when
didn't
we
say
did our bro
anything.
hug, I was like, that's the hat from the wrap-up
Call
video.
back.
Look at this guy.
Hey, I'm not.
I'm not.
I had a t-shirt on, I believe.
So,
You were working that day.
Yeah, man.
So today is what? February 15th. So we're a year, a month, and 3 days since the day this was brewed. Sorry, that was a lot of like thinking out loud to myself.
Here, I don't need all the
glad
yeast.
someone's
What are you doing?
getting-
Why would you do that? We have a whole nother bottle. I just don't get it. That'll be for
This is what.
extra sampling.
That's for Paul.
Do you want
when
to
he
rinse
shows
that
up.
out even? Or?
No, that's.
It's a
I don't
hazy beer. I
understand
think
why
you
you
were
would be
over-
like
I
this.
think you were overestimating
No,
what was
that was
haze
hazy
versus
Barleywine,
yeast.
bro.
It is
That's
hazy.
Hazy, do you even haze?
Hazy wine.
All right.
It's the next trend. New England barley wine.
Cheers.
Cheers. Long time coming.
Is there some hops in this aroma?
I cracked a bottle of this 3 months and 0 days ago.
Okay.
And I still was getting some hops out of it.
This was Target, I think.
All Target.
And it
Right
definitely
on target.
there's alcohol
direct.
booziness in the aroma as well, which I think you'll expect. It was 11:03 to 10:17. Is that what we just looked up? I think.
Yeah, it's definitely. This one's boozier, which I feel like some of the ones I've cracked haven't had
Boozier
that, but they've
than-
been colder.
Boozier than what? The same
Then-
beer?
Yeah,
Oh.
sampling along the way, which
Okay.
I've only, we bottled in June.
That doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. It's supposed to get mellower.
Right.
Maybe as cold, you drink it ice cold.
Since we didn't document it,
What color were the mountains on your bottles?
Yeah, was it cold
they were
enough?
blue.
No, that's
Real
that
cold.
might do it.
So since we didn't document it, we brewed in January. We all got together in sometime in June, I think. And we added yeast.
Maybe July, but
We should have done a video of this, but we were like, we're in a hurry to just hang out and not be on camera. So we added yeast,
Yep.
we bottled,
Primed
and then
it.
we yep, and
I
then
take it.
We all split. I can't
Three,
remember
We
what
each
this-
got
Three, 4
12 pack
yeah.
or something.
Yeah.
3+ gallons, I think. Yeah.
To me, it's a little boozy.
It's obviously gonna have a lot of malt character
Big
with all
malty,
that
yeah.
Chevalier. There is some bitterness. I wonder if you were. I know we talked about this on the brew day video, but I wonder if you were to have used another malt, if it would be more of a golden, like you say.
Oh yeah, I
color.
bet so.
For sure.
I bet so.
I mean, this is.
If you'd used almost any other malt,
It's almost,
that's
this
not like a
almost
C
light
malt.
brown or
Yeah.
red.
Yeah,
That's
tons of color intensity. Do you remember how kind of aggressively biscuity it was and toasty? I feel like that's just all like rounded into this soft caramely ball of.
I've only had it 2 other times,
sugar.
and it was both times were within the last 3 to 4 months. So I didn't even have it when it was the first 6 to 8 months old. So I don't really can't remember it being as you described.
From our friend, I'll be a proxy for Paul Fowler, who tasted a bottle that I gave him at the end of September of last year. So 3 months after being bottled, 8 months after being brewed. Aroma, rich malt, graham cracker, toffee. Flavor, graham cracker, bit of toffee towards the finish with a good amount of bitterness in the finish. Not overly sweet, a little nutty. Appearance, a bit hazy.
Right. It didn't get clear. And this was the pub ale or something.
It was a yeast cake of pub ale that had gone through the wild rice.
It could have gotten
Mild.
clear-ish, I guess. Is that sort of a product of the malt almost? I feel like some malts hang on to a haze more than others.
The wild rice mild was clear.
What I was going to ask
Crystal
is,
clear.
do you think this exact beer would be any better in like another year? I feel like sometimes beers do get nicer with more time, but I feel like I don't know if it
You
will.
risk it too, right? There's
Yeah,
the
right.
other edge of that
It's
sword.
already kind of... It's decent,
Yeah.
but I don't know if this particular one would get much better. I mean, I still have most of my
Yeah,
Smash.
I mean, we've all sat on it for so long.
Maybe I should, try to drink it every month or two and see.
I think this would have been a really interesting beer to put in a spirit barrel. Like, just to amp it up to another dimension.
Right.
Or
Some
see if
rum
that's
and oak
More
or
See
complexity.
if that spirit
whiskey
actually
and
like
oak.
dry, gave it at least the impression of a bit more dryness.
Well, I feel like this is like just a step removed from out and out brandy as it is, because it's so rich and luscious.
Wow.
I think some oak would be really nice in it.
I'm almost getting a little
So
bit of
let's-
cinnamon. Kind of like warm spices.
I could see that.
So it's not a golden barley wine.
No.
Does the recipe call for Maris Otter? Or you just kind of blanket statement like your favorite pale malt?
Favorite pale malt. Maris Otter is good in it. I don't know. Chevalier is a different beast entirely.
All right, so it's been a 1.5-year journey. I would say, we did a different thing than the recipe called for using the Chevalier. So I definitely think it is not quite what you would expect from doing the recipe, but you should do the recipe because it's going to yield you a big old barley wine.
We will have you making checks that your ass cannot cash in a reasonable amount of time.
We'll put the recipe.
Writing checks? I guess you write checks. You could make checks too. You could make
Checks.
Checks
Actually, I
mix.
thought that's what you were referring to. You can make checks mix that you
No.
will eat.
You'll
I'm gonna
swipe
make
a
that work.
square.
Because you're drinking all the barley wine.
Thanks to Dawson. Thanks to Mashmaker. Thanks to
guys.
Don for hosting the brew day and letting way too many cooks be all up in his kitchen. Links below. Support Chop and Brew. Support barley wine because barley wine is life.
That's what I hear.
That's what they say on Instagram
Hashtag.
and in my basement. Cheers.
Cheers.
Chop for chop.
Brew for brew. Yeah.
Anything else
There you
about
go.
the brew day? That I mean, we
no.
shot it all, and there's a lot of talking and fun bloopers. But what did?
You know what?
Did
They
you
can
learn?
be the judge of that.
If there's bloopers?
No, if
we
they're
had a good
fun.
time.
We got Michael Dawson join up in here.
But no Michael Dawson joint up in here.
Ooh, I'm getting no work out here, son. I guess I could clop. Plop. Bloop. Get that out of there. Get that broken up. Oh shit, he raised the bar. Here I have my Trader Joe's blended Scotch whiskey.
There might be some words.
It would have been a gruet if you hadn't shown up. We'd been just pulling stuff out of the yard. Frozen Creeping Charlie and old hop leaves. Double dry hop.
That's foraged beer, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what they call that?
foraged.
Yeah. Shakespeare, something.
Is that Macbeth?
Sure is, Don. For more about
Nailed it.
Macbeth, go to your local library.
I bet there's a lot of brewers standing around quoting Macbeth right now.
Dude, tons.
Probably.
There's like 7,000 breweries in America. Some of them are probably doing 12th night, though.
Luckily, you don't have 6.5 gallons. What the H? Alright, so we'll let that ride for a minute. And,
You got that natural gas?
you know
And
what?
that light
I don't
American
want to
water?
talk about my natural gas right now because it's a little embarrassing. That's one thing about getting old, you learn how to spell incontinent.
I'm missing all the good bloopers because I'm shooting down there while you guys are talking. Because that's some good blooper.
Yeah.
Man, hold that back up to your face. It's like steaming in the light. That is the coolest thing I've ever seen. Look at that craziness.
What you doing holding your hose in the air?
You know what? Ain't no beeswax.
Hold your hose in the air.
It gets the flow. You know when you get older
I hear you.
You got to
man.
do
Yeah.
things with the hose to get the flow back to
Yeah.
what you want it to be.
Yeah, you might be down here tonight like 3 times.
I might.
Moving that hose around in the middle of the night.
You might be back down here barging 3 times. It's funny because it's true.
Okay. Do you have a scale
Yeah.
that I could use?
Yep.
A gram scale?
I have a scale that I only use exclusively at all times for hops.
Okay.
Yeah, I probably could. You don't got. I was gonna say. I originally was like, let's do them afterwards.
Yeah. Here, put this thing. Those might end up. There you go.
Blamskis, y'all.
Blam. You got a remote control.
Don't have to be like super formal.
I'm out.
I'm not.
You're lightweight now.
I
You're
am.
lightweight now. You ain't got no tolerance.
Welcome to Wet February.
You got no tolerance.
Let Paul Fowler in. He's got snack sticks. I bought some smoked salmon too that we can nosh on real quick.
You're a savior.
I learned that DonO really is like wants to pour another gallon of water into something.
I learned that
all the
DonO
time.
won't let you clean his equipment.
How long until we can brew this? Oh, I'm sorry.
Drink it.
So how long till we?
We can brew it about -4 hours ago. Bam!
To the time machine. What was the gravity?
What's going on?
We had a fight. We almost had a fight.
We had, it was a kind of a high
We almost had a
pressure,
fight over
high stress brew day. But you know what won out in the end?
French.
Beer.
Friendship.
And crackers.
Yes. Thanks for the
Sponsored
crackers.
More than crackers, DonO.
Buy more
Buy
crackers.
more crackers.
DonO Cracker Fund.
Like, how am I going to buy more
Hi,
crackers if you're
I'm
getting
Sarah
all the money?
McLaughlin. Do you know that there are beer nerds with jacked palates?
You know that in the
Your
Old West,
Patreon fund goes to buy crackers so we can taste beers in between 9% sour. Because it's very fatiguing to taste beer on camera.
nailed it.
Whoa, yeah, hot scotches. It's a session hot scotchy because it's like the third running. So.
Yeah, this is nothing.
And thanks to DonO for hosting.
Thanks, Don.
You're welcome.
Thanks for
My
Dawson
pleasure.
for offering to host, but then not hosting.
Ah,
It's almost,
shots fired.
it's almost literally the least I could do.
Big beer brewing with DonO in a big old mash tun. What? Shout out Chevalier, Imperial, Patreon cracker buyers.
Crackers.